y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun and highly requested video. We are going to go over how to use the Siser EasySubli heat transfer vinyl. But before we get into that, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to today's video sponsor, which is Volusion. Now, if you're not familiar with what Volusion is, it is a fully integrated e-commerce website. It is who we use personally for the past 2 years for our e-commerce website, which is Cuttin Corners. So if you've ordered vinyl from us, you are familiar with Volusion. Now, there are some things that I absolutely love about Volusion and that I can tell you honestly from being a customer of theirs for the past 2 years. One is they have 24/7 US-based customer service. And one of the things that I absolutely love about that is when I have an issue, I can call someone on the phone. Now, I'm not sure how y'all feel about that, but you know, I was born in '83, so having phone support, when I have an issue, I can call someone and pretty much immediately speak to someone to walk me through how to fix an issue is extremely important. They are easy to set up an e-commerce website. It is drag and drop. They have a lot of great templates to start with, and then you can fully expand from there. And if you're interested in signing up, you can use my code. It is in the description, and I am also going to pin it in the comments down below. And if you sign up, if you sign up today, you will receive 50% off your first month. So, for all of you who have asked me about starting a website and things like that, this is a great opportunity for you because it does save you some money, which is always important. And y'all know, out of all the times that I've been doing my channel, how often I take sponsorships. This is only the second one. So because of that, you know, I want y'all to understand how much I believe in them, and especially since I have personal experience with working with them, was why I wanted to extend this to you. Whenever we reached an agreement to do this, I wanted to make sure I was able to offer it to you guys because this is such a cool thing. So now back to the video. So for the Siser EasySubli heat transfer, now, you do have to have a sublimation printer, which I have a Sawgrass SG400. I purchased it at the ISS show in Houston, and I purchased it from Sublimation 101. What is neat about this material is sublimation has some hindrance. You can only use it on 100% polyester garments if you want that nice vibrancy of inks. Now, Siser does recommend that you use their Sawgrass inks for best results, but any of the Sawgrass sublimation inks will work with this. And additionally, EasySubli is applied at a temperature of about 311 degrees, so you can put it on some of those materials that are a little bit more heat sensitive, which is really neat. So what you're gonna need for today's tutorial are your shirt, which I am using a 100% cotton Bella canvas in coral. You're also gonna need your EasySubli material, which mine came with the EasySubli, and you're gonna print it on the matte side. See, there's a shiny side and a matte side. You're going to print it on the matte side. You're also gonna need your transfer mask, which comes with it, your easy wooden pick, some scissors, your t-shirt guide, which mine is a 16-inch for my 16 by 20-inch press, parchment paper or butcher paper, and we are going to be using Silhouette Studio today to design this design. Now, the design is actually already designed, and it is a file I placed on Patreon, so if you're a Patreon supporter, it is already up there. You can take and use it for this. And part of the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to use the same file while testing other materials, because I want to test on placing sublimation on glitter. I want to test placing sublimation on the Specialty Materials brand flock and twill that you can sublimate on. So I figured the best way and to be able to see consistent results and to see what looks the best was to use the same file for all of this. Now we are going to be switching between the Silhouette, the Cricut, and the Brother Scan and Cut, so that way we can see how it performs through every machine. But today we are using the Silhouette, and we're using Silhouette Studio Business Edition. Now if you'll give me a moment to get the camera angle changed, I will show you everything that we are going to do today. So as you can see, we are in Silhouette Studio, and we have the business edition of the software. Now, the first thing I'm going to want to go ahead and do is I want to open up my file, which I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to use my Rose Dachshund file. And if you are a Patreon supporter, you will have access to this file. Now, we want to go ahead and change this to a letter and change it to landscape, so that way it's a little bit easier to lay out our design. So as you can see, I changed to letter 8.5 in landscape. Now I'm going to take and select my image, and as you can see, he's rather huge right now. We're going to go ahead and change him down to 10.5 inches wide. Oh, I changed him to 1.5 inches wide. There, at 10.5. And I have my aspect ratio locked, so that way it will keep the aspect ratio. Now, I want to go ahead and set him in the middle of that paper, and I'm going to go ahead and trace him out. So I'm going to go up here to Panels and select Trace. I'm going to go ahead and select Trace Area. So I want to make sure all of him is in the gray box. We want to select Outline and Trace and Detach. Okay. Now, as you can see, that background's gone, and he is ready to be, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that background, and now he is ready to be printed and have a contour cut. Now I need to go ahead and go to View and select registration marks. It has to have registration marks on here, so that way we can send him to cut. So we're going to choose type 1 for Cameo, Portrait, and Curio. And as you can see, since I changed my page down to the 8.5 by 11, it keeps those marks in the design area. Now that is ready to go, we're going to go ahead and select Send. Okay. First thing we're going to do is go up here to our print box, and we're going to send him to a Virtuoso Print Manager. So now our Virtuoso Print Manager is going to pop up down here. We do not need to mirror him. And we're going to use Sublicolor Impact 1. Now we're going to send this to print. Now if you'll give me a moment to get the camera angle changed, I will show you everything that we are going to do today. So the first thing we want to go ahead and do is load our Siser EasySubli into the printer. So we're going to take and load it into our Sawgrass SG400 with the shiny side facing up, so that way it prints on the correct side of the vinyl. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that paper tray out. And now I'm going to send it to print. Okay. Now, while that's sending to print, I'm going to go ahead and select Cut the Edge. We're going to choose Heat Transfer Glitter since it is a little bit thicker. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and send as is. Okay, so that is sending to our machine. Now, once this is through printing, before we can cut it, we have to go let it rest on the heat press for about 60 seconds, so that way the ink does not smear. Now, when you look at this, you're like, oh, that's not very vibrant. But once it's heated, that's the cool thing about these types of ink, is that it becomes much more vibrant. Okay, let that sit. Oh, it is sending it to cut. And there's nothing loaded. Cancel job. Yes. Okay, so that is setting. It's been a day, y'all. So we're just letting this sit under here so that way the ink has some time to cure, because again, if you don't, the ink will smear. This is a very, very, very important step. So don't forget to do this step. Now, while that's doing, because I want to make sure it has plenty of time to, we want to go ahead and we're going to resend that. And we're sending it as is. Don't know what it's doing. Okay, so that has had enough time to set. And as you can see, how much more vibrant those colors already look compared to what they were. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and lay this on my Silhouette mat. There we go. Okay, I'm lining that edge of the plastic up right there with that line. And I'm going to select load. Now, we're going to go ahead and register those marks again. So right now it is searching for the marks. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay. Let's try to do it manually. I wonder if it's because my thing is bent up there. Let's try the opposite way. Yep, it found it that time. Grab a piece of tape to tape down that corner. See, if one thing doesn't work, try it another way. Okay. Let's see what it's doing. Now we can unload that. Okay. Take and go right over here and use our Easy Weeding wooden pick to remove the excess vinyl. Okay. Okay. So it did a very accurate cut. This material does break pretty easily, as you can see. Okay. Okay. So, now that that's cut, we're going to take the transfer mask that was included with the EasySubli and take and cover our dachshund design and squeegee it down. Okay. Now we're going to take and go to our heat press and load our shirt on just like we normally would. And this is a Bella & Canvas 100% cotton and coral, as I said earlier. And all of the supplies are available on our website other than the EasySubli, and it kind of just depends on how it works before I decide on if that's something we are going to want to carry. So I'm using my t-shirt guide. We're going to go ahead and remove that back plastic layer. Okay, so it's just like working with printed HTV. Want to go ahead and smooth everything down. Make sure there are no air bubbles. There we go. We're going to fold him in half. And lay him out on our t-shirt guide. I'm gonna fix that. Let's fix his little tail. Okay, so it says to stick at 311 degrees for about 15 seconds. So we're gonna take and cover. That way if there's any ink bleed with our parchment or butcher's paper. We're gonna go ahead and heat this. Now it does say for best results to wait to wash it for at least 24 hours and also to take and wash it inside out on cold. So there we go. Big difference, huh? So now we're going to remove our transfer tape. And that you do not want to use again because that's got the ink on it. And if you put this on another piece of that and it's not in the exact same spot, you will get ink shadowing. So just so you know. But look how absolutely awesome that came out. And it feels really nice. And it's all nice and vibrant.
It does feel really good.
So, remember, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to check out today's video sponsor, which is Volusion. I will have it pinned in the comments and a link in the description box. Let me know also if this is a vinyl you want me to carry. Don't forget to check me out on all my social medias, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.